Hi everyone, in this video I want to do a Q&A because I have received a lot of questions in the comments and it deserves a separate video to answer all of those questions, almost 50 of them. So today I'm here in this beautiful beach in Australia. It's 27 degrees centigrade, 81 degrees Fahrenheit, nice, beautiful, sunny. Before getting into the questions and answers, I'm gonna do some bodyweight exercises. So if you don't want to see the exercises, you can skip to the next chapter and start watching the Q&A. But if you want to get some motivation to do some exercises, let's go for it. Alright, Q&A, let's start. First one, how much protein are you consuming? So as I said in my previous video, or in all of my previous videos, I don't count calories or macros. So I don't know how much protein I'm consuming, but as much as I like as much as I have appetite for. We need glycogen for optimal workouts. Nah, that's a myth. It's not true at all. As a matter of fact, I work out better without glycogen, like when I'm fat burning. So my body is fat adapted and in ketogenesis, so I don't need glycogen, or I have never even noticed that my workouts are suffering. Quite the contrary, when I have carbs, my glucose rises, then it drops, so my workouts suffer. But without carbs, no problems at all. Really enjoying your videos, you're an inspiration. One question, since you didn't and don't count calories, is there a risk you might be under-eating and metabolic adaptation bring your set point way too low? Isn't this a risk for the average Joe who doesn't count their calories? This risk could especially occur with OMAD, since there's only so much you can eat in one meal. Thanks. So you're overcomplicating. Just counting everything. What if I don't hit my protein goals? I don't even give a damn about my protein goals. I don't have any protein goals. If I feel like eating more, I eat more. And how do I measure if that's enough? By looking in the mirror. If I realize like I have lost some weight, the mirror shows it to me, and also the scale. So I never worry about hitting the protein goals and stuff. It doesn't even matter. Just for the most part, I'm carnivore, so I have more than enough protein. And animal-based protein is the most absorbable type of protein, so no worries at all. I just watched your video. Congratulations, man. I'm following the keto diet. I'm 5'6", 170 pounds, lost 20 pounds. The question is, would I be able to gain muscle again since I'm 64 years old? I will follow your advice. Thank you. So, age doesn't matter at all. It doesn't matter. You can build muscle at any age. As a matter of fact, the older you get, the more you have to take care of yourself, your health and your muscles. And the more you have to take care of your longevity. So it's never too late, never. I myself, I'm over 40. I'm almost 41, so never too late. Start tomorrow. Even if you're 90 years old, you can still do that. Not the same way as a 20-year-old can, but you can modify the exercises and you can go for walks or many types of exercises that even someone over the age of 80 can do. 80, 90, any type of activity. Question number 5. Don't go keto if you swim long distance. Carbs, fruits, veggies and rice help with electrolytes. Again, that's a myth. I have swam for like kilometers or miles and miles on keto diet without any problems. And especially for swimming, it's even better because I don't have to just stop swimming and eat something. And my glucose levels are very steady, so it doesn't drop. So I have steady energy throughout my swimming sessions. It's just something that on the internet some people say, yeah, you need carbs. That's not true. I have experienced that. That's absolutely not true. Whenever I do my exercises fasted, I do better exercises. My body is more ready. It's like I'm more hungry. And if you see like nature documentaries, when the animals are hungry, they're more agile. They have more energy. They think better. They have more clarity. But as soon as they eat, they just lie down and want to sleep. Number 6, just discovered your videos, very promising. But find the early videos slightly whiny and blah blah, and delete the victimhood stuff. You see, the older videos that I had about like getting fired from my job and going through personal struggles. So this channel is not just about fitness. It's Big Leap Theory. It's about life. It's not just fitness. Yeah, and it's almost like I would say 90% about fitness, because I think fitness is the basis for everything else. If you can control your mouth, your food, it is the only thing I think we have absolute control over. If you can control that, and hunger is the most primal instinct, if you can control that, you can control everything else. So that's why I base the channel on fitness, but it's not the only thing I deal with in the channel. And the me that you see in previous videos is the one that because of him I'm here. So because of the struggles that I went through, I'm here. Otherwise I wouldn't have even started the channel. So the same way I don't delete my pictures when I was fat and overweight, I don't delete my contents when I was going through struggles in my life. And even in the future I might create more videos about the struggles I had, how I overcame the struggles, and I'm not ashamed of them. And I was treated very badly, I was treated very poorly, but I'm not saying I was a victim. It was because of my weakness. Now I think if I was stronger, if I could stood up to them, they wouldn't have dared to treat me like that. But at the same time, if you have that kind of confidence to stand up to your boss, you don't even need to have a boss. You have so much confidence, you can work for yourself and make even more money. So yeah, I'm not gonna delete the older videos. They have been a stepping stone for me to reach to the point that I am now. Number 7, brother, I think OMAD dropped my test 50% and libido down. I'm in my early 20s. Like, I'm in my early 40s and OMAD didn't drop my testosterone or libido. Temporarily, yeah, because when you're getting adapted, you are going from sugar burning to fat burning, in the first couple of weeks, the body goes through turmoil because it's readjusting. It's like when you're doing refurbishment to your house, everything is a mess. Then you do the refurbishment, then you organize the thing, and it's even better than the way it was before. So yeah, just the adaptation period. And beside that, if you go through the adaptation and still feel like less libido and stuff, it's because probably you don't have a good diet. You need to add some fat to your diet, healthy fats, more protein. Number 8. Hi, I'm currently residing in a subacute rehab facility. I have severe arthritis. So basically, some people cannot work out. And for these people, you can do any type of activity. It doesn't have to be push-ups and stuff, intense workouts. So anything you can do is fine. You don't have to push yourself. If you have arthritis, you don't need to. I mean, you shouldn't even exercise because it's bad for your joints. Health is number 1. Always remember, health is number 1. If you have pain, don't work out. Modify the exercises or don't exercise at all, or do something, anything you can. If you can walk using a cane or a walker, that's fine. Or you can even listen to some music, you can sway with the music. That's even good activity to burn some calories. Number 9, I'm 2 days into carnivore. I have experienced this constipation. So for constipation, first of all, you have to go through adaptation. One reason is you're not adapted yet. But if you get adapted, it takes probably a month or so, and still you have constipation, you have to do something. If you're strict carnivore and you cannot add dairy, because dairy can help with constipation. But if you don't want to add dairy, you can add fat, healthy fats, animal fats. It's gonna help. Beside that, you can add apple cider vinegar, something to digest your food better. It's gonna help with the constipation. But other than that, it's just fine. Get used to it. Yeah, 2 days is not a good measurement to see if you can do it or not. You have to at least do it for 2 months. Then you can adjust. What's your opinion on having bone broth as a meal? I think bone broth, first of all, the one that you buy from the supermarket is not even bone broth, it's just chemicals. But if you make it yourself, I don't think it's gonna replace a meal unless you want to do fasting. So it's kind of like semi-fasting. If you cannot do like the real fasting without anything, it can help. It's better than not fasting, but you can fast with bone broth. It can help you. You can definitely lose some weight, but it's not a meal replacement for the long term. 11. Who's gonna pay all the meat, bro? WTF. Without carbs, it doesn't feel like a normal meal. I don't know about you. It depends on the country you're living. Where I'm living, in Australia, like meat is actually cheaper than carbohydrates. Definitely there are some meat sources cheaper than bread even. Leg of lamb is cheap, chicken is cheap. So it depends on where you live, but I think you can still find ways to go carnivore. Even if you're in a third world country, you can find cheap chicken or subsidized meats and stuff. And if you don't feel satisfied after a meal, is because you're not fat adapted. So get fat adapted and get into ketosis and it's gonna be fine. 12. How are you measuring your body fat? Many people have told me, oh no, that's not 30% and stuff. It's like, I know my height, I know my weight, like the body composition, like bone density, like I would say average, muscle density, I used to be average and stuff. You ask ChatGPT, gives you the rough idea. So it was roughly 30%. It doesn't matter if it was like 28%, 31%, 27%. Like who cares? At the end of the day, it was like close to 30% body fat. And I am fortunate because my body doesn't show all of the fat. Even when I was fat, most of the fat was stored in my buttocks and my back of love handles and thighs, and it didn't show up, but it is 100% evident in the pants that I used to wear. If you have watched my other videos, it was like this big, but it didn't show that much of fat in my belly, fortunately. But yeah, I was severely overweight, like 5'6" my height, and my weight was 177.5. I think that was I don't even think that was my highest weight, but the highest recorded one, because I have been heavier than that, but I didn't weigh myself at that time. But yeah, it's just close to 30% body fat when I was very fat. If you want to stay losing fat, then gaining it back, then losing it again, then keto and intermittent fasting. Like, some people think it's not sustainable. Actually, intermittent fasting and keto are the most sustainable diets, because how else are you gonna lose the fat? You want to count the calories? Then how do you call that sustainable? I haven't even seen anybody who has been counting calories and losing fat or like maintaining for a couple of years, but I have seen many people on keto and intermittent fasting doing it for many years. So it's easier actually. You don't need to have a kitchen scale, like taking it everywhere with you. You don't need to measure everything, all the foods, know all of the calories, how you consume the calories, how much your body burns the calories and stuff. That's a lot of hassle. That's not sustainable. If you don't want to lose fat, just stay fat. It's okay. It's up to you. I don't care. But actually, keto and intermittent fasting are very sustainable. And the energy also is very stable throughout the day. Like when he said diet is key, took it back when he said keto diet. Yes, keto works for most populations, unsustainable, better to have all macros. Many people say like, we need carbohydrates. I mean, why? Why do you need carbohydrates? Imagine our ancestors 10,000 years ago, if you would put meat in front of them and, I don't know, fruits or vegetables, nobody would go for the vegetables or rice or whatever, oats, wheat. Nobody would go for them. Always meat was the most prized food. Like in all history, everybody would go for meat. Even now in third world countries, in most of them, meat is always number one. Everybody loves the meat, but it's so expensive, most people cannot afford. But meat is always the best thing. Everybody goes for meat. Why would you go for carbohydrates? Like, you get less nutrition. You have to eat the same, but you get less nutrition. Why would you do that? Yeah, you can eat less with more nutrition. You can be healthier, you can be more satisfied. Instead, who would go for bread when you have meat? If it's for religious reasons, I understand. But if it's not about religion or like belief, or some people don't like to eat animal stuff, I understand. But if you have no problems with that, why would you go for carbohydrates? Like, why? Do they have more vitamins, minerals? Why? I think carbohydrates are just for fun. They're not actually food, it's just for fun. And also some people have asked about workouts. As I explained earlier, my workouts are 10 times better when I'm on keto and intermittent fasting with an empty stomach instead of just eating and eating. I get stomach pain if I eat before exercise. Literally, studies show it doesn't matter if you eat 1 or 5 meals a day, if you eat carbs. Yeah, somebody has said like studies show it doesn't matter what you eat. Like, I don't know the source of your studies. Like, you can eat sugar 10 times a day and you can still be healthy and lose the weight and grow muscle. No, that's not happening. No. Go for it. If you can get a 6-pack abs or like the perfect body strength, stamina, like eating sugar 6 times a day, then go for it. Then show your results in a video. And somebody has replied to this same comment. I'm 64 years old, female, 4 months on keto. Just had my blood etc. done and fasting glucose extended measure is 5 to 2, no longer pre-diabetic. Blood pressure 108 over 65, excellent. Belly fat, like, yeah, somebody has done all of the tests and she's perfect on keto. So the other person, whatever he said is not true. When do you actually work out? How many hours before eating, or is it after? I don't even care. Sometimes if I feel like it, I go for a run in the morning. Sometimes I run for 2 hours in the morning. Sometimes in the afternoon, like today. I felt like it sometimes before the meal. Especially when you're very hungry and, for example, let's say it's like 5 or 6 p.m. and you want to have your meal at 9 p.m. and exercise helps with the hunger. So that's a bonus. But other than that, it doesn't matter. Anytime you like, as long as it is fasted, because after you eat, you're gonna get tired and your body is not primed for doing physical activities. I can't believe you recommended that AI Physique app in your free PDF, total waste of $6. I don't know why you pay for it. I didn't pay for it. It has a free version. I never pay for these stuff. Like, it's your mistake. Don't accept it when they want to charge you. So he's referring to that AI app. When I was overweight, I used this AI app to create a perfect image of myself in order for my motivation, and it worked. Now I look even better than that AI image. So yeah, don't pay for this stuff. Bro, how much were you losing a week? 2 months ago I was about 174. Now I'm low 150s. Worried about possible loose skin. Don't worry about loose skin, just lose the weight. If you do the perfect diet, which in my opinion is intermittent fasting, 1 meal a day, along with keto or even better carnivore, because of the, first of all, autophagy that's gonna kick in, and also the amount of collagen that are present in the animal-based foods, you're not gonna have any problems with loose skin. It's gonna shrink, and a part of it is genetics. You cannot do anything about it. I used to think I'm not gonna get rid of loose skin, but I realized that I did. Like, my skin regained its elasticity. So that's very good. I hope you're not gonna have that problem. But if you're losing like so much weight, I would say like 100 pounds of stuff, like it's more likely that you're gonna get loose skin. I lost like 50 pounds. Yeah, but I didn't get any loose skin. Do you aim to do sauna every time after workout? No, I don't, because I don't have access to sauna. I exercise at home usually. Sometimes I come to the beach, so I don't have access to sauna. But if you have access to sauna, yeah, definitely do that after the workout, and alternate that between like cold showers or those cold pools. Counting weight is not accurate, as you can be losing fat while gaining muscle, and your weight can be the exact same or even increase. Actually, it is like 99% accurate when you watch your weight on the scale, because you're not gonna gain like that much muscle, like 10 pounds of muscle in 6 months. Most of it is like sometimes glycogen, water, fat, and it's not actual dense muscle mass. It's gonna take much longer for your muscle mass to develop. So even if your muscles are swollen, it doesn't mean that it's actual dense muscle mass that helps with your strength. So your weight is roughly a very good measurement to track your progress. Don't worry about the muscle and stuff, and still it is the best thing. Other than that, just look at yourself in the mirror, take pictures, and look at your pictures. So what I mean is just you have to track your progress in order to get the motivation. What else do you want to do? Do you want to get a like MRI every day? I've been mostly carnivore for about 4 years now. No matter what I try, I can't get as shredded as you. Maybe it's because I cheat here and there, but I do feel good and have built muscle. I don't think it's about cheating, because I also cheat sometimes, and I cheated during my progress. I think more than anything, because you don't cheat all the time, and anytime you cheat, probably it can stall your progress for 1 week, not more than that. It's mostly that you are doing 2 meals a day or 3 meals a day, or you're snacking even on carnivore, or you're eating too much fat. So lower your calories and just eat 1 meal a day, and you should lose the weight easy. Sorry to say, it's all about genetics. Some people are just fat no matter what they do. I think this guy is depressed, because like, how do you even justify getting fat without eating? Like, do you think you're gonna get fat out of breathing air? People are losing weight in their like 80s, 70s, and many people in the comment section 64, 65 years old. Like, it's just lower your calories, eat the good stuff, eat the nutritious proteins and stuff, and do some exercises. You gain muscle, you lose the weight. That's like Newton's second law of thermodynamics. You cannot create energy out of nothing, out of thin air. So if you don't eat, you're not gonna gain weight. You can have lower metabolism, some problems, I don't know, some condition or something, you can be older, but it doesn't mean it doesn't work for you. It's just slower. Of course it's not going to work the same as an elite athlete in his 20s, and it's even more difficult for women to lose the weight, especially after menopause. But it doesn't mean that it doesn't work.